you also talk about 6 attention modes that we use when we're processing information. Can you tell us about those?
Absolutely. So the idea is that attention is not just one thing. You either have it or you don't. Particularly when we're processing information, we need to be switched from different types of attention. So, one of the first ones we engage with is scanning. All right, I have various sources. There may be various news outlets, or there's a news aggregator, or there's some other sources, or your social media potentially, and say, all right, I am going to scan. And that's something where part of the rules are, okay, you spend enough time but not too much. And you are in a mode where you're just going quickly across headlines or whatever it may be to say, okay, that's potentially interest. That's potentially of interest. So this is one potential mode. It's kind of moving at quite a high level, but where what you're doing is being able to pick out what's relevant. One of the next one is assimilating, where you say, all right, well, I've discovered this article, which I really do want to go into that and make this part of my knowledge, my understanding, and I'm going to spend the time for that. And that's probably not going to be at the same time. It might be another time when I say, okay, I'm going to take a step back, I'm going to spend some time to digest some of this information, which might be something you've come up early this morning, or it might be a book. Saying, all right, I'm going to spend some time reading this book and taking in this information and taking notes and so on. We also have searching, so seeking, where we need to sometimes, that's a different mode. We're in a different state of mind. Saying, all right, this is one of curiosity, finding, we're directional. We want to be able to find something specific. Another one, which is lovely, is exploring. And this is something where, of course, we're all spend time browsing around and looking for things. But if we start to say, well, actually, exploring means, all right, I want to find things I would never normally find. And you can create serendipity. There are various practices, which I describe in the book, around how it is you can make it more likely you have these happy accidents. Say, oh, I wouldn't have expected to find something really valuable for my work here, but here it is. And so you're exploring. So we've got scanning, assimilating, seeking, exploring. And one of the most critical ones is regenerating, where we say, well, our attention is finite. It's not something we can just continue to deplete time over, all day. We need to regenerate our attention. And it's fairly clear that spending time on video streaming, for example, is not the best way to regenerate our attention. That actually is this spending time on another screen, paying attention to that, and we're dragged out. So there's a real lovely body of research around what is called attention restoration therapy, which basically means being in nature. The thing which regenerates our attention the most is being in nature, in a place where wherever we look, it's continuing to change, it's continuing to move. We have broad open vistas that we can look at. And this is essentially a state of mind which takes us away. So the philosopher Nietzsche said, it's only ideas that come from walking that have any value. And I think there's many people that wander around. That's the time when their ideas come. That's the time when they're able to get in the state of mind, which is not just letting the ideas bubble to the surface or to think in different ways, but also regenerate their capacity to pay attention in a focused way when they need to do that.